Hey, everybody, welcome to Pep Talk, the podcast that gives you the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. We take complex medical things and health and wellness conversations and make them simple to understand and applicable to your life. And we're all about pepping you up with the right inspiration, motivation, and techniques that can help you improve the quality and function of your life, folks. And we're all about talking about performance-enhancing physiology. And today on our Pep Talk, we're going to be talking about peptides. I'm Dr. Eric Naputi. I'm going to take you down this wild and crazy journey on peptides. And we get a commonly asked question about peptides. Dr. E, what peptides can help improve testosterone levels and how do they work and what do they function with? So let's jump into that. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, and share our program. Go to our YouTube page, like us all over social media. Make sure you put the hashtags on all the stuff, social media that we put out there, because the truth, folks, will set you free. And remember, self-care is the real healthcare. The only way to really take care of yourself is to know about yourself. So let's dig into this stuff today. The best peptides for boosting testosterone levels. So I get asked all the time about peptides, and look, you got to understand, aging is inevitable, right? And we need to respect and honor the aging process. But aging gracefully sometimes is a term that I feel is used by, as we degenerate, as we age, we're supposed to gracefully accept that. Well, I'm going to call BS on that deal, because if we're going to live to be 120, 130, 140 years, I still want to have all my faculties, functionalities, and I want to be who I am today at that time as well. And the advancements in healthcare are leading us and telling us that we can get there. But we have to be able to understand certain things and certain things about health that are advancing. In fact, we need to understand that vitamins, minerals, and nutrients and eating clean are not just the only thing. It's not just diet, exercise, and nutrition. It's not just sleeping well, eating well, moving well. Those are all components, but it's understanding more about you and how you can tap into the secret biology of yourself through precision testing, precision therapeutics, and the use of things like peptides. So let's get into this. If you're over the age of 25 to 30, you're probably noticing that, your get up and go is not the way it used to be. Your libido might be down, your muscle mass might be down, your gains in the gym are going down. You're not recovering as quick as you used to. You're more tired than you'd like to be. Maybe you're more, irritable than you like to be. The list goes on and on, right? Well, once we hit over the age of 30, we start to lose about 90% of the production of certain compounds in our body. Certain compounds like hormones, certain compounds like peptides, stem cells, that function goes down. When that goes down, then guess what? Then our body's functions go down. And if you look, low testosterone is a freaking epidemic. I mean, it's a global problem that we're having to this day. And I'll tell you that testosterone is the main sex hormone in men, but it's just as important in women. You have to understand, past 20 years in functional medicine, I can't tell you how many tens of thousands of men and women have come to me for so many problems with their hormones. But you have to understand that it's not always their hormones that's the problem. There may be issues with peptide production that doesn't allow hormones to be produced. There may be issues with the nervous system that doesn't allow hormones to be produced. There may be a problem with enzymes that don't allow for conversion of fats and proteins to usable forms to make those cholesterol hormones like testosterone that's necessary. And there may be issues with the microbiome to where our bacteria is off in our body, and that's causing the testosterone to be low. But you guys know I love peptides, so I want to tell you about why use peptides for hormone balance. And this is for men and women. Peptides support the body's really natural biological processes, including the production of something called human growth hormone. And human growth hormone, to me, and most doctors out there will tell you that it truly is the fountain of youth. If we can have good growth hormone production into longevity, it reduces the risk of heart attacks. It reduces the risk of strokes. It reduces the risk of cancers. It reduces the risk of age-related diseases and diseases. And we live a longer, happier, healthier, more productive life, which is what people want. But if you don't start investing into your health right now, you can't fix these problems, 20, 30 years in the future without doing some work today. So look, if you compare stimulants, other hormones, and the body's decline, including testosterone, you're going to find a couple things. Here's how peptides work to increase testosterone levels. So the hypothalamus and the pituitary control the amount of testosterone being produced and released by the testes, by your gonads, okay, in men. And by the way, in ovaries in women. The hypothalamus releases something called gonadotropin releasing hormone to trigger the pituitary gland to release what's called luteinizing hormone, LH. Usually on a blood test, you measure that. Luteinizing hormone then travels to the gonads or to the ovaries and sends a hormonal signal to them to produce and release testosterone. Well, as testosterone levels in the blood increase, the suppression of the release of gonadotropic releasing hormone also increases. So we lose that. This feedback loop is controlled and maintain normal levels of testosterone. That's what it does. So here's the deal. First, peptides can directly impact the hypothalamic pituitary adrenal axis. This is called the HPA axis. The hypothalamus, the pituitary, and the adrenals. This is this triad of organs that connect together that regulate your gonadotropin releasing hormones. They regulate luteinizing, follicle hormones, and they regulate testosterone and even estrogen and progesterone in the body. That hypothalamus pituitary adrenal axis, the HPA axis, is a very powerful tool. Later, I'll do more, talks on that HPA axis so you can understand that. But there are certain types of peptides that support the release of those hormones. And we're going to get into those. Okay. Second of all, peptides can boost growth hormone levels in the pituitary. All right. That can increase luteinizing hormone, follicle hormone, all that kind of stuff, which then ultimately will boost your testosterone levels. The third thing that peptides can do, they play a role in really preventing the conversion of testosterone into estrogen, particularly in individuals that have excess body fat, because when you have excess body fat, that testosterone a lot of times won't convert into usable compounds. It'll converge into estrogen. Too much estrogen converts into fat. We start to get, breast as males. We start to get belly fat, more of that, fat around the jowls, all that. That's a problem that a lot of people have. And most men and women that are doing TRT therapies, unless their diet is on point, their exercise is on point, they're going to convert that testosterone to estrogen, which can lead to problems. Okay. We want to make sure that we properly suppress the conversion of estrogen to a degree. Certain amounts of estrogen are very helpful, but too much, you can get estrogen dominance. Go look up the top 10 symptoms of estrogen dominance. You're going to be blown away. It's one of the reasons why we can't lose weight, why we're fatigued, while men and women lose their hair, why women start to get, facial hair. It's just not good. So let's talk about the 10 best peptides for increasing testosterone. So I made a list for you guys, and I'll put this list in the show notes link, but here's the list. The first peptide, there's 10 of them. Kisspeptin 10. Kisspeptin 10 is a peptide produced by the hypothalamus in the brain. It plays an important role in human reproduction and sex drive. Deals a lot with cognitive function, bone health, and fat distribution. What this does is this actually helps the body with gonadotropic releasing hormone. So that's it's gonna release more follicle hormone, it's gonna release more luteinizing hormone, and it's gonna release other sexual steroids to improve that. That's the Kisspeptin 10. There's tons of studies that show that, by the way. In fact, the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology and Metabolism showed healthy men who were injected with Kisspeptin 10 showed an increase in LSH, FSH, and testosterone within 24 hours. That's powerful. As compared to those that did a saline infusion. That's pretty amazing. The second one is this is a peptide, gonadodrolin. My words are a little mumbly today, so bear with me. Gonadodrenalin acetate is a synthetic peptide produced in the brain that also helps release GnRH, that gonadotropic releasing hormone, which again is going to stimulate LH, stimulate follicle hormone, help the pituitary. It's going to really help produce more testosterone. This one, here's another study. This is in the Asian Journal of Andrology, where men with testosterone deficiencies who were given gonadodrenalin were able to restore sperm production and improve testosterone. Pretty powerful. Sermolian. This is another big one. I use Sermolian a lot. Sermolian is one of my favorite peptides. It helps growth hormone releasing hormone in the body. It really helps a lot with increasing FSH, LS levels. It's an amino acid, about 29 amino acids long, so we can use that in an oral form. In fact, this is also used a lot to help with growth hormone production in the body. Very powerful hormone. Ipamorelin is something that I use on a daily basis. Ipamorelin is a hormone that growth hormone releasing peptide. It stimulates the release of growth hormones through the pituitary gland. By the way, by producing growth hormone, this peptide ipamorelin indirectly increases testosterone. So raising growth hormone will down the pipe release testosterone. And I will tell you personally, I feel better when my growth hormone is up. I keep my testosterone above an 850 on a regular basis. I feel the best when it's above 900, but 850 and above is where I keep mine. But I want my growth hormone levels to be up as well on that. That one really truly is a game changer for me and a lot of other of my patients. CJC 1295, CJC 1295 can help ramp up sexual hormones because of its ability to stimulate the pituitary gland, and it helps release testosterone, estrogen, and other hormones. By the way, this one has also shown to improve growth hormone and insulin-like growth factor. So IGF-1, which with our other clinical studies that we've done on some of these other peptides, getting IGF-1 levels to come up is that with the intermittent fasting food plan with these peptides can really help raise those up, and it really helps unlock the sexual hormones in the body. Here's another one, GHRP6, which is growth hormone releasing peptide. 6 is another peptide that can stimulate healthy testosterone levels by stimulating pituitary gland and luteinizing hormones. In the journal of AIP and at the conference, they used rabbits with gonadal dysfunction. They were given this GHRP6 peptide. They had a massive increase in testosterone levels. And I see that in my patients that use CJC and GHRP6 and GHRP1. GHRP2 is another one. It's growth hormone releasing peptide 2. It works very similarly to growth hormone releasing peptide 6. Both those peptides work on the hypothalamus. They stimulate the natural release of growth hormone releasing hormone and helps with testosterone production. The GHRP2 is more potent and more powerful at stimulating growth factor. So a lot of folks will use that as well. By the way, these peptides that I'm giving you a list of, you don't use all these. You find the ones that work best for you. Sermorelin and ipamorelin are the two go-tos for me. I have an oral use case for ipamorelin. I have an injectable use case right now for sermorelin. We're getting ready to put both of those in an oral formula that people can use. MK677, also known as ipamorelin, is a growth hormone secretagogue that increases growth hormone production and insulin-like growth factor. Anytime you can increase insulin-like growth factor, that's going to help build muscle mass on the body, and it's going to help balance out glucose and blood sugars. Here's another one, AOD 9604. AOD stands for anti-obesity drug. 9604, also known as AOD. It's a synthetic analog for growth hormone in the body. Very strong for helping burn fat and helping build up muscle mass. So that's a really powerful one. Testosterone. Testosterone, by the way, is an FDA approved peptide for abnormal distribution of body fat. If you have someone that has bad lymphedema, they have really huge hips and thighs. Their calves are so swollen, their lower legs are swollen that their feet don't walk in a normal pattern. They might have a pendulous abdomen and really big overgrowth and even lipomas. Testosterone has been FDA approved for the use of that in those individuals. So those are the main peptides that are for testosterone. What I typically recommend as a functional medicine doctor is get your levels tested of testosterone and then start a combo formula of some of the peptides that are going to improve growth hormone while you take testosterone. Then what I recommend is every 90 days, get your blood levels tested so that you can see what dosages work for you and then understand the side effects and risk, right? All compounds on the planet have side effects. You drink too much water, you take too many B vitamins, you take too much vitamin C, all have negative side effects. You take too much Tylenol or aspirin, it can kill you. Everything has limitations, even matter, right? So understand your risk versus benefits, and then make sure when you're getting peptides, you're using clean, clear peptides to use. We have recommendations on our sites that we use for peptide sourcing. I'm a big fan of oral peptides when I can get them. But remember, some of the peptides are 50 amino acids and bigger, and those peptides currently are really going to need more of an injectable standpoint for peptides. So, folks, I know that's a lot of info. I know it's a lot real fast. Knowledge is very powerful, but wisdom is taking that knowledge and applying it to your life. So I'm a big fan of peptides. Peptides have lots of usages for lots of problems, but don't guess about your physiology and health. Test. Run a nutrigenomic DNA test. Measure 800,000 plus SNPs in your body. Do blood testing. Look at your vitamins, your minerals, your nutrients, your hormone production. Get with someone who can help you understand how to manage these things properly, and try to avoid as many drugs as possible, and try to do it as natural as you can through the right diet, exercise, and supplementation of proper nutraceuticals, folks. So that's what you need to do. Hey, make sure you guys go and like, subscribe, and share Pep Talk with all your friends, family, and loved ones. Go to peptalk.world. That's peptalk.world. That's our website. And folks, don't forget, knowledge is power, but wisdom is applying that knowledge to your life. Folks, until we meet again, I'm Dr. Eric Naputi. God bless you. God bless America. And God bless the world. And remember, self-care is the real healthcare. So learn how to take care of yourself. Until we meet again, have a blessed day. See y'all.